Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Salutations. I bring dire news to the front. I'm almost all out of my drink I made for the recording. I'm Slidewhistle.
Wow, you've been drinking it already and you're already almost done in our pre-recording chat? It's your boy, Immunization. Hello.
Only moments from her womb, and before she even placed him to her breast, his mother held him close and whispered in his ear. She said, "You are of my flesh, but you are not mine own. Fate is your father, and you belong to the people. For you shall lead the army of the free." And she held him high, and the finger of power that destroyed the unworthy descended, and it touched him on the forehead, and it anointed him the champion of the world, of now, of always, of the 4th of July, of the nation, of the free under God. Introducing your 380th introduction of Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag.
That was an eagle flying overhead.
Those were the jets over the stadium.
Yeah, who do you think that was an introduction for at what event?
Aaron at the Super Bowl.
Nope, that was actually Joey Chestnut, famed Nathan's Hot Dog contest winner. That was his 2014 entrance. And I did that about 4 times the speed he did. I was very annoying to transpose.
Did you hear he's going to be fight eating again out of prison?
No, house arrest. He will be there with an ankle monitor.
What's he under house arrest for? What happened again?
He assaulted a guy. No, he beat a guy up. And then they were like, "Yeah, you beat a guy up, but the thing hasn't happened yet." But he's like, "I mean, I gotta eat Nathan's dogs." They were like, he does have that dog in him. Several, in fact, several dozen. So, yes, he will be up there, Lindsay Lohaning it.
Wait, he's going to have a twin eat for him while he's actually still on house arrest? Is that what you mean?
Oh, shit! Oh, I can't believe... We look nothing alike. Yeah, but when I do your hair like this, and you pierce your ears...
They do the little dance with hot dogs in their mouth.
Oh, no. Can you imagine pulling the syrup trap where they dump the syrup and the feathers on them? But these guys are nasty, sick eaters, so there's they're just licking up all the syrup before the feathers even fall on them.
They unhinge their jaws and eat the syrup first before it can stick to them.
Just guzzle down the syrup, and then then they're like, if we just guzzle down the syrup, the feathers won't stick.
And then Kobayashi's like, "How did you get all the syrup off?" And he said, "Kobe, how about you get a clue?" That was a different Lindsay Lohan film.
Speaking of get a clue, we're going to get a clue next week when we finally kill Laura with the guild.
Yeah,
right?
you'd think that we had all the pieces together. It's like the end of a Scooby-Doo mystery or a Freddy Fish game. I have all 7 purple urchins. I feel like I can reasonably say who the Dry Gulch Bandit was, but we just couldn't crack it. We need to consult with our older brother and our mom and head back next week.
The other group killed Laura, and then we were like, okay, we got this. We opened up a Wednesday raid night 2 with a 3% wipe, and we were like, ooh, okay, we're close. We're going to get this. And we just slowly pushed that boulder up the slippery, syrupy, sticky hill and didn't make it.
It was literally the SpongeBob scene of like, "Hey, I just beat Laura. Hey, I'm going to beat her tomorrow. Hey, I doubt it." and we didn't. Like Slide said, we got 3%, and then we progressively got worse. It hurt.
Yeah, when people talk about Prague, what is what we just did there? We started off the best. We had the best pull of our night, 1 minute into raid, and then just progressively got worse. We deprogged this boss.
We were playing prog rock. Now we're playing soft rock. We're playing yacht rock because I wish I was on open water to drown myself. It was so fucking embarrassing. Caitlin was at her friend's house hanging out, and she was like, "How's it going, superstar?" And I just said, "Not good."
And it really was though a classic Uno Mas raid night, because I feel like we've had this experience with past raids before. We're like, what the fuck are we doing?
I was talking with some of my Survivor friends, like, because I'm in a game again, and I was telling them, like, well, I can't talk to you guys for a few hours because like we're doing raid, and then they're like, what's that? Then I was trying to explain it to them afterwards, and then because like they don't even play video games probably.
I would
And
say
then
the average age is like mid-50s. It's like, I'm a housewife from Indiana.
so I said, like, we had a really good like attempt at the beginning, and then just got worse the rest of the night, and then they were like, oh well, did you have fun still? And I was like, not really.
Nah, it got to, and I do love playing WoW, but it did get to a point that it was just deflating and defeating. It was, I don't know if you guys could probably tell just because I was talking more. I was getting heated.
Oh, I thought you were drunk.
Oh no, I was just mad.
It was what's really funny is that I feel like it was a real comedy of errors. I feel like we've had probably like some of the most permutations of things go wrong we've ever had. Like, let's see. Rosh, for about an hour and a half, maybe longer, did not know he wasn't healing group 5, which included our 2 crystal carriers. And if you don't know,
yeah, it's the important ones, the ones that are doing the mechanic through the whole fight.
And the crystal also puts a dot on you that makes you take more damage. And one of our carriers is here in the room right now. That's right, audience. Who you're gonna guess out of us 3 who was carrying the crystal?
It's your boy, Immunization DNR, carrying the
your
crystal.
boy, Slidewhistle carrying the crystal.
They would not trust me to carry the crystal. I'm too. The only people who have less health than me are the people who like only show up to raid. And I swear I'm trying. And I don't know. I'm such a little squishy boy. But yes, it was Immune. He was our Crithler.
I was trying to confuse the audience so they had time to think who to pick.
Yeah, no, the crystal carriers were just myself and Lynn. And Group 5, you said it included the crystal carriers. Actually, it was exclusively the crystal carriers, I believe. So we were the only 2 people that Rosh was like not healing at all on purpose. Like as he said, like atonement healing could still accidentally splash onto us.
That happened. Poor little Cynical. Cynical's been he hasn't been raiding with us. He came in like maybe 3/4 in. Halfway is 3/4 too late to say when he started raiding again? Like
I mean,
into,
he
like,
just
all the
showed.
bosses?
Yeah, he just showed up for this. Like, I'm pretty sure we had already defeated Bellerin, and he was like, "Hey, chaps, what's going on? Popping in to see what's happening." So the only fights he sees are Chimeras on heroic, and then Luura.
So he's pretty rusty, and like mechanics aren't a strong point to begin with, but like even more so, I feel like when like you haven't been playing for a while, and because we only had 3 healers, he's one of our healers, and Lynn's carrying the crystal, so the mechanics can't go on Lynn. So that means that poor Cynical was destined to get the lines. You have to shoot lines through orbs, and if you miss one orb, it's over. Like you have to wipe. And he got it. He wiped this like 8 times because of it.
But then it wasn't even just him, because like then late, like in some of our last pulls, we were made aware that like in that phase, is that considered phase 3, phase 2? I don't really know.
I think it's phase. Oh my god, yeah.
That is 2. I would say
2?
it is
that
1.
3?
I would say 1 intermission, 2's when we're in the heart of the cards, we're shooting balls, and then 3 is the
outside with the constellations on the ground that we have to soak.
Yeah, that we've hardly ever been to.
I will say, intermission pisses me off, because is that not just a phase 2?
So like I've seen some places, maybe this is more so a Final Fantasy thing, and sometimes in logs they say like phase 1.5 or like 2.5.
Just fucking number it 2.
I feel like it's a 1.5 because it is not a health-based thing. It is a time-based thing. She said, let's just noodle around next to each other for 30 seconds. You can hit her, but she won't like, oh, I'll wrap it up. Or like, oh, I'm really going to take my time with it.
First one's not health based either.
It's not?
No, I don't think it's
well,
a threshold.
One's one. You know what? I'm telling Dad. I'm going to Icy Veins, and I'm seeing what they say. And also, damn, I went to my internet thing, and this big boob woman we were having a discussion about was on there. So now I gotta look at her while I Google this.
He's sweating. I can hear his dick throbbing through the desk.
Zooby mama.
I can't type because this. Oh no! I got the window open, but I held up my phone next to the thing, and the big booby woman's in host chat. I can't escape her.
But yeah, so then that was happening, and then some people, yeah, as you were saying. So like, turns out, because to be fair, I don't know how this fight works. Everything I know how this fight works, I learned from this raid. This is the one fight that I have not dared pug because I feel like I'd fuck up the symbols. Because I almost fucked the symbols up in our guild with somebody saying it and with someone typing it.
Yeah, but anyways, what I was trying to get at was that, like, in the phase when we are inside the, like, pulled into her, like, dark mind or whatever, when we're shooting the Orbeez, and we have it set up where we have, like, our 4 beams, and it's supposed to just shoot them each time, but then, like, on some of our last pulls, we're like, someone was like, actually, you know, you need to, like, move slightly to the left or to the right of the markers on like the first and the third ones. And I was like, why was this not brought up before?
They brought that up at 11 o'clock. And motherfucker, we have 50 minutes left in raid. Why did we not mention this sooner? Bria was like, oh yeah, in our group, apparently we go to the right of the mark for the first one. You stay in the middle for the second one, and you go to the left for the third. And I was like, Bria, you've been in this group for 3 hours. Why the fuck didn't you mention I was like,
also, I've returned from the war front, and Dad, Icy Veins, calls that just intermission. They have phases 1 through 3 with an intermission after 1.
I say we need to elect to kill intermissions. Like, I understand why, like, in Heroic Illyria, why, like, the running around is intermission. Just fucking call it phase 2. And then, we're going to have 6 phases. Okay. We already have 6 phases, basically.
Like, I agree. I kind of agree with you that, like, I feel like transitional phases should still be considered phases in the numbering process. And then, just, like, you could just say that. Like in the guides, you say, like, phase 2 is a transitional phase. You can't hit the boss, but you still have to dodge X, Y, and Z.
The thing is, you can hit the boss in all these intermissions. That's the part that really kills me. Like, you can hit Illyria in her intermission. Now, does she have a damage reduction shield? Yes. But some classes, like Devourer, gets resources. I create souls from hitting her still.
Also, but yeah, so on Illyria, like, you don't really need to worry about doing damage to her necessarily, but yeah, like, you can still build resources. And then, like, on Lurura, you can, in that intermission, you can still just do damage to her, right?
Oh my god, are people not? Are people not hitting her?
I don't know. I mean, I'm hitting
because
her.
You're there for like 45 seconds. That's I combust. I use my little feather. Woo! I just act like it's a normal thing.
No, I was sending my cooldowns.
Is that why
too,
we're not?
You know?
Is that why we're not falling down? Are they friends? It's over here just being like, gotta pay attention to my star placement.
I think it's less that they are not thinking that they can't hit the boss, and more so that when any movement is introduced, they struggle with doing both at the same time. So they elect to just move. And then I think some of them are just moving and not casting or not doing anything. I'm not hitting that. Because like, oh, that 3% wipe was so close. And I mean, like, we do have like people that are just like, you know, every single damage is equal to the amount of health we add, and like we have people that aren't doing the damage, so that kind of sucks. We have people who weren't wearing any enchants, 2 people not wearing any enchants, and I'm like, okay, y'all, put the fucking weapon enchants on. For the very least, put those on. But at the beginning of the night, I was like, okay, like, well, once we knew, Aaron was like, it's over, we're not getting it today. When there was like an hour and a half, and I was like, at best, it's going to be an Uno Mas. And on our Uno Mas, it was looking so good. Pablo disconnected. His internet's been acting up. And it's been completely fine up until this raid night. And he DC'd, and he had an ability on him. And I was like, no, another one for the checklist of things that are affecting us out of nowhere.
And because it was technological problems, I do feel bad about what I said. But if he was actually playing, I was in the right. I was laser focused. But especially because he was like, no, game is broken, but Discord works. I was like, oh. So he just, his screen was frozen as he heard me yelling at him.
He probably didn't even know we were talking to you. I don't think he knew it was on him, that first ability, until afterwards, I guess Roland told him. But yeah, like he was just running in place. So that sucked. Just a bunch of various different things. I will say, unironically though, like, I had an okay time, mostly because I got to practice my Havoc raid rotation, because I haven't really been playing Havoc and raid until now.
You and that Havoc. Mm.
Oh, I feel so good.
You call fucking what's her face Ariana Grande, because I was playing with a dangerous woman. When there are so many mechanics where you have to stand in a certain place, or you have to make sure that you don't jump around because you might actually clip your friend. Slidewhistle goes, yeah, let me do the guy that has like the 100-hand fist teleport move. There was a bit where it's like, okay, triangle, square, X, circle. And Slide was X. And he did this thing. What is the name of the move where you dash like 17 times and hit a guy?
I backflipped, and then
there was a backflip, but when
the
you
one that you have your rainbow bind to, when you do like your thing that looks like you're slicing in a million different things, but then like your circle move is across with you during all that, so it freaks everyone out.
Oh,
that's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. Was I was like, okay, X
blade
is
dance.
there, and you started doing that, and you started blade dancing, and at any moment you could have been behind the last guy or in front of the third guy. So I was like, don't knock it off. And then I saw it was you, and I was like, okay, it's not just like someone being wrong.
So what's actually funny is that blade dance actually doesn't move me. So when I blade dance, although it looks like I'm moving positionally, I'm in the exact same place. Like it doesn't actually like locationally move me.
But it moves the circle around you.
Yeah,
like that's why everyone was freaking out, because like we see it as moving.
But okay, wow, that's actually very interesting. I didn't even think about that. But I'm like 99% sure if that star was to go off in the middle of Blade Dance, it would fire where I was originally, like where I am. Like, it probably shouldn't make that star move, because we should test it. But I'm very certain that it wouldn't actually cause it to fire. But if you're panicking and moving around, then it absolutely would.
Yes, and then, like you said, and we talked about earlier, there was a bit where I was in the intermission or phase 2. I was like, okay, I'm in a good spot. There's explosions going off around me, but I don't need to move. And then you flippy dip, like stripper poled down in front of me with an explosion. I was like, okay, I was not prepared for a man to suddenly be here.
I should make a PSA in case this is also causing other people to hit other people or like to move away, because when I backflip, I have an ability called Fellblade that puts me basically back where I was. So like it's kind of like Blade Dance, except if the ability were to go off the middle of a backflip, it would absolutely hit somebody. So I go flip and then I charge back to where I was originally.
So it's even more movement that stresses us all out, basically.
Yeah, but we need the damage for that one. I was like, I can't not backflip I-beam. We need to squeeze every inch of damage we got out of this.
Also, I just wanted to say, just hearing about that reminds me of the good old days of Warrior, when you would heroic leap away just to charge back in, because it did like 0.5% more damage. That shit was cooking.
Oh, exactly. It feels so good.
So, like, as a crystal carrier in this raid fight, I was, like, just focusing on making sure I was, like, mechanically sound, not getting hit by anything, doing the right shit. And then we had our first pull where we were just, like, 2% away from killing the boss. And then I was like, my DPS was a little bit lower because I was, like, not, like, on par, like, with my rotation and whatnot. So then after that, I was like, I just need to, like, fully lock in, I guess, the entire night on doing both. So I was just, like, very stressed out the entire raid night. I was like, don't talk to me. I need to lock in.
And then he says all that, and then what happens? Illyria, the cat, not the elf, jumps on his lap, and he goes, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." I'm like, what? During the opening pull, and now I completely fucked up my rotation, and I said, I'm throwing this one. I'm throwing it. I had a bad opener. I'm gonna die so we can get a reset on.
It was also really funny. At one point during the raid night, we were talking about positioning ourselves. So like in phase 3, which then, I believe we talked about our positioning in phase 3 after making it to phase 3, and then we never made it back to phase 3. So like we didn't really even get to test this. But like the whole thought process behind discussing it was like the crystal carriers need to position themselves further forward than we're used to. We're both ranged, like Lynn's a healer and I'm BM hunter. So like I was not really considering the melee. I'm sorry, melee, in my positioning of where to put the barrier. So the thought process was that we need to put it in melee range. So then Slide was before our next full testing melee range.
Yeah, I was like, because they pinged it, and I was like, well, let me test it, because I was pissed. I was mad on that 3% wipe, because I was like, I literally, I can't the boss. I can't do anything. And I was like, why is, I said out loud to him, why is the circle back here? Why is it back here? And I forgot that, like, he chooses where the circle goes. And then I was like, you.
In my defense, the first circle, not me, Lynn.
I was like, why? Because, like, it was me and it was Pablo. Mitch can hit stuff. Fucking unholy DKs, like the mid-range spell wizards.
But what I personally learned was that I need to be a little more considerate of people instead of just dashing away like I normally do, because people were being left in the dark, and then when you're not in the radius of the crystal, you get like a severe slow or something. So
I say comedy of errors, I think like literally like every single one of us at some point did something to cause a wipe. At one point, I swear to God, so like Ahoy, Aaron, do you see Ahoy's raid warnings and his symbols and his chats going on?
Yes. Ahoy will, in the bit where Laura chooses 5 random sigils and you have to line up, Lynn audibly says it, but then Ahoy will put it into a raid warning and warn people. And then you can do.
Okay, I wasn't sure what
I said that was
Yeah.
I ended it with an upward inflection, but then I was like, but then I don't have anything more to say, so wondering. You continue.
Well, so basically all I wanted to say about that was that, like, that's not automatic. My man is mid-fight pressing enter, and he's entering in those inputs into the thing itself and then copy and pasting them for us to see into the chat, as he's also reading them separately from Lynn saying them, because he sometimes get his out before Lynn does. So basically the amount of like people taking on cognitive load, which has been said a lot of this past raid night, is like kind of crazy. Like the crystal carriers, Lynn is raid lead as a healer crystal carrier, Ahoy is a tank typing out the symbols for us. Like it's kind of crazy, and like I kind of like it. I kind of like that it's making us do these like wacky things, but then obviously I kind of hate it because like we didn't kill it.
Well, I will say this: I would feel worse if this wasn't it. It's one thing if we're stumbling at like the 5th boss and it's like, and then we can't even fight Alteros and Margagos after it. But it's like, we've beat Chimeras on heroic. We've beat Voidspire on heroic. After we beat Laura on heroic, for the time being, that's it. So it's like, it's deeply upsetting and annoying to not get it, but what else are we going for? I've said as much. Once we get AOTC, there will be a lot of people that are like, wow, what a sweater. See you in 4 months.
Yeah. And like group 2, now again, here's my concern. Group 2 next week, Ganelon's group, they ain't gonna have nobody there. Because whenever Ganelon's group gets AOTC, those motherfuckers, they dust immediately. They're like, we did it. And then we're left with like 6 overflow. So now what's going to happen is if they didn't finish their achievements, which hopefully they did not, then on Tuesday, we're going to have like 7 additional people in our raid group, and we're going to have to A, reprog and explain, B, have to have that same little mini argument where it's like, you guys do it this way, we do it this way. Here's why. Well, we do it this way. I'm like, can we just bowl?
I almost want to, and I have no authority, and I shouldn't be telling grown men to do this, but I almost need, like, every raid tier, I need a war summit where Gandalin and Lynn come together and they brainstorm their tactics. Because, yes, every time someone finishes before someone else, we join the other group, and it's fucking meebles and moobles every time. Wait a minute. You hop to the left after the third attack? We typically walk forward.
And it's just like, okay, y'all just killed it. Like, just take a backseat and do whatever our group does. And I honestly think that's maybe why Brio was not saying anything about, like, the lines, because I think he was actually trying to be considerate of the way that we do things.
Which is fair. I do the same thing. I'll go to a pug, I'll kill it, and then I won't say the pug strat because I know that we've been doing the same strat for X amount of time and I don't want to change it. So, like, that's totally fair. But yeah, so I want to kill Laura, and I want to get the Warglaive. I want the Warglaive she has. It's actually an upgrade for Havoc. I don't have many upgrades left. Also, I think I'm just gonna go Havoc from now on. Like, the freedom. Yo, I was doing a 16 with Rack Attack, as we call him.
We always call him that. In the office, we're constantly bouncing Rack Attack mentions around.
And literally, like, the beauty of Havoc is that, like, I can do my rotation and I could bend over and I could eat some of my saucy calzone and just press Q and E, Q and E, Q and E, and eat my food. Or I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, yep. Still have enough fury to Q and E. Perfect. Oh, awesome. Sandwich class, baby. Sandwich class. Kind of.
So, is this funeral for a friend for Devourer? How was that? What would you give a letter grade to Devour now that it bites the dusto?
I like Devourer. I think I'm actually pretty impressed with how different they were able to make a Demon Hunter spec, range spec. Like, it plays so differently. And obviously I was playing Havoc. I mean, all there was supposed to play was Havoc, right? Before this. And then going to Devourer, I feel like it was easy to pick up, but obviously, like, super hard to master, that I feel like I never even, like, got close to mastering it. I was doing okay. I mean, obviously I was doing 16s on it, so, like, I wasn't doing that bad. But then just, like, going back to Havoc, I was like, oh my god, it's so much easier. Devourer takes, like, the hardest aspects of so many. It has the Shadow Priest fight the Madness bar. You gotta pick up your souls off the ground. You have to calculate math. I'm just like, my brain is overloaded in all the things I have to do, that it's just refreshing to play Havoc. But Devourer is fun, and I want to be able to switch between both. I think is kind of my goal. So I've been living in a Havoc world right now, just so I can, like, get my Havoc bearings underneath me. I'm on lunch break. I don't have much to do if I'm not doing delves, but if I have any left. So I just hit training dummies. I'm on lunch break. I will play a YouTube video, and I'll hit training dummies in Silvermoon, and I'll swap between Devourer and Havoc, and I'll just go back and forth. Because, like, it gives you something to do progression-wise for gear, too. You know, I can get, like, the trinkets for Havoc. I can get the trinkets for Devourer. Because my Devourer was capped. I had almost, like, everything I could have gotten. So the Havoc switch was kind of nice. But yeah, I mean, still fun. Still gonna play it, maybe depending on how the fights are.
Do you think you're to a point where you can switch back and forth between the specs if one is, like, severely, like, favored or easier on a certain boss?
I think 100% I could definitely do, because, like, that's also one of the main reasons I went Havoc, just to get my toes into the Havoc world, because, like, on Devourer I wasn't doing shit on Laura, and I was listening to my neckbeard Rick and Morty shirt wearing Demon Hunter Sensei Shadorak, and this guy's a fucking genie. This guy knows how to play Demon Hunter, as he should.
Every single adjective you used to describe him was exactly what I would expect out of a edgelord Demon Hunter sensei.
He has foregone the touch of a sexual partner to study the blade, and yet as soon as you showed a picture of him, I was like, yep, that's a man that knows a lot about World of Warcraft damage meters.
Mm-hmm. But I will say, in one of his videos where I'm talking about right now, his cat, his little kitty, was in the background, and it was doing that thing where it's like pawing for him to pet him, and he reached back and he was like, "What, kitty?" Kind of like hurt me a little bit, and he petted it. And after he finished petting it, the cat gave him the biggest eyes. So I was like, okay, so he's a good cat owner because the cat loves him. So I'm like, cool. I forgot the point I was gonna make though about what my sensei told me.
Now I'm petting my kitty so that she can give me the eyes. I want to be a good un.
So the reason why Devourer sucks ass on Laura and why what I was experiencing was like why I felt so bad is because none of the timers line up. Because Laura, this bitch is always going to and fro. She's sucking you into her brain. She's stopping you. She's making you run around. None of the cooldown phases line up. Like for the crystals, when the crystals spawn, I had to either choose between doing my metamorphosis at the beginning of the fight or holding it until crystals, which is pretty far into the fucking fight, and that fucks up the whole for everything forever and ever, no matter which angle you pick. Whereas with Havoc, you're not so meta-dependent. You can do things to ads more easier without having to build up your souls.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to be brave and ask a question that I should know the answer to, but I don't. When Laura is doing the safeguard phase where we need to like interrupt CC, etc., does she take like damage still? Just like reduced damage?
Okay, so I was going to confidently answer she takes damage still. I don't know if it's reduced because I mean like they are literally casting an ability called Safeguard. Now part of me feels like it's just a safeguard to get to the next phase because you want to get to the next phase as fast as you can.
Because like the way that our raid comp is, we try to and also if you interrupt all of them, then that's when you introduce more of the crystals that people need to carry throughout the fight and more of the DPS ones that you need to like AoE down. So we try to just not interrupt one of them to not get that so that we can push her to like the intermission phase and then into phase 2.
Yes, and also those matrices also technically take damage even though they can't be killed by damage. So that's why in the damage meter, sometimes you'll see me at the top, it's fake. Because my immolation aura is hitting it. When you go to the logs, I'm like 3rd or 2nd, usually 3rd. And because it says, we have removed data for hitting the matrices and the crystals. I'm like, and the crystals? We can't keep the crystal damage in here?
Wait, the crystal damage should count because like you actually do need to kill those.
That's what I'm saying. But it is inflated because like they have such a low health pool that if you get there first. But I'm like, isn't that every fucking ad on any fucking fight? Like, anyway, that's a discussion for me and Squishy to talk about. No, wait, no, he doesn't do Warcraft logs. Never mind.
Go ahead and yell at him though. He deserves it.
I'm Sindel from Mortal Kombat 2, the movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I hear she has a very unfavorable ending.
I've heard unfavorable things about it. Period.
No
But then
way, no way.
time-
I've only heard good things about it. I've only heard positive things about the movie. My
Perhaps
dentist
I was looking
told
at
me.
fucking snobs were watching it. Mortal Kombat's for the Mortal Kombat fans! I don't know. I almost saw it. I went to go watch Obsession, and I walked by the entrance to the theater, and I was like, ooh, Mortal Kombat 2's out. Do I want to watch that instead? And then I saw it was like 3:30. I was like, no, I'll stick to the plan that I made for myself.
To the plot. I was at the dentist getting my yearly checkup, and my U of M dentist and her new gay assistant both had their fingers in my mouth, and as
Just
they're
for fun.
both, yeah,
We're not
just
even
for
looking
fun.
at the teeth yet. We're just tickling around.
I
in
was
there.
actually just in like the seat, like the waiting area. I wasn't even like in the chair yet. As they both have like she's doing the tools, he's doing the sucky tool, whatever. He goes, no, she asked him, so have you seen the new Mortal Kombat movie? He goes, oh my god, yes, it was so good, I loved it. Did you see it? She goes, no, not yet, but I really want to. He goes, oh my god, you know Mortal Kombat? She goes, yeah, I've been Mortal Kombat. My first one was Mortal Kombat 3, so it's a little bit late. She goes, oh my god, that was before you were even born. He was like, yeah, but I played 3. Who's your favorite? And I'm like, this is bullshit. This is absolute fucking horseshit that they're doing this right now. Because I love Mortal Kombat. So then, the minute that they stopped, like, and they gave me space, like, he was like, okay, close your mouth. And I went, and then I literally put my hands up and I said both of them.
I went for Abel Rocco, and I started in Deadly Alliance.
I stopped both of them and I said, what you guys just did right here was really, really rude. And they were like, what? Oh my God, what? And I said, you both cannot talk about Mortal Kombat when you have tools in my mouth, knowing I can't respond. So then we talked a little bit about it. She goes, oh my God, have you seen the movie? I said, no, should I? I didn't know it was even happening. She goes, our assistant, not the gay guy, this other girl. She goes, she loves Mortal Kombat and she loved the movie. And he goes, I loved it, dude. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. So, I don't know. That's my dental office's discussion about the movie.
I didn't even know that this movie came out, by the way. Not that I'm like a Mortal Kombat head or anything, but I feel like you would have said something about it and I would have registered it in my brain.
I didn't know it was happening.
I saw the director on Twitter said that if this movie makes enough, they'll make a third one, and Motaro will spread whole in it.
Well, it's happening because it made enough.
He said he'll bend over in one scene while he's fighting Cabal, and he'll go, "Look at my big horse butthole," and Cabal will go, "I can't believe it's made of metal too."
Hey, I'm all here for it. Thank you, Mr. Director.
And it will look like the access port on the Death Star. And he'll go, "That looks like the Death Star." And everyone in the audience will go, "Yeah! That's Star Wars!"
Was it all of our Laura talk?
Honestly, I feel like that's the longest we've ever talked about one raid boss.
Her voice lines at the beginning are still so cunty. The way she's just like reads to filth, Eritor, and then Barisa, and then she goes, "And you," as she makes us all stunned, and she fucking insults us. It's so fucking saucy. I have you to thank for welcoming me into this world. Like, okay.
And this is all like after the fact that like, hasn't Naru ever talked to us prior to this?
Laura's inspired this next epic game. It's called Minutes to Midnight. Midnight is gonna fall in exactly 3 guesses. The two of you need to work together to guess the series of symbols, Wordle style, and see if you can save the Dawnwell. So, I have arranged the 5 symbols from the Laura boss fight in a row. You need to guess the order of them. And if you don't get it right in 3 guesses, I'll play a silly sound effect.
Okay.
Reminder, the symbols are T, diamond, X, triangle, and circle. What is your first guess?
Okay, so are we guessing in the way that she spins? So like clockwise? Is that what we're doing? Not that it matters.
I've just written down the 5 symbols in an order, and I will let you know which ones you get right.
Okay, in my experience, I feel like we normally start off with a diamond.
Well, I think we need to give a full guess, so...
okay, so do you want to do this together, or do you trust my judgment?
You do first guess, I'll do second guess.
Okay. We're gonna go diamond, triangle, X, circle, T.
Not correct, but triangle and T were in the correct areas. So triangle is second, T is 5th.
Okay, don't worry, I have written these symbols down on pen and parchment.
Okay, so I am going to guess diamond, triangle, circle, square, T.
I guess diamond first.
There is no square, but I will substitute that with X. In which case I say, boom. So that is correct. Triangle is second, X is 4th, T is 5th.
Okay. Wait, X is 4th or 3rd?
It is 4th.
Okay. Unfortunately, in my write down, I used X's as the fill-in, so it's funny because.
So circle and diamond remain. It's me, a big scary wind chime. Will you kill me now or be looking at me for 3 more hours next week?
Zooming in on my face. Do I go with diamond first a 3rd time? circle, triangle, diamond, X, T.
Boom! You've done it. You've done something that only Remy and a bunch of people that you won't see for 3 months have done. You've defeated me. Oh!
Woohoo! What's our prize?
No glaives for you.
You each get a big clap. I'll clap 2 distinct times, and then I'll drink a whole shot.
Yeah.
Except I don't have any alcohol here.
Mouthwash.
So tell you what,
Mouthwash.
I will drink a shot when I'm editing it.
Rubbing alcohol.
I will drink a shot at like 6:15 a.m.
Oh my God.
And then here's the audio of me taking a shot before the sun's out. Hey everyone, welcome to 7:04. The sun is actually out because it's summer-ish now. That's nice. Anyways, Bacardi, down the hatch. Love that. I have to go to work after this, which is just in front of this computer, but still. Ooh.
Shut up, hand sanitizer.
Also, here are your claps.
Woo! Ow! So, in case you guys were wondering, I did return to Red Lobster. It happened.
You know, I was wondering, but like actually I wasn't really wondering because I was there with you this time.
We went back. We door busted Red Lobster. So, Sweaty Gumbo's brother. Ooh, what would his adjective be? He's still Gumbo, obviously, but what would his...
Well, he's no longer sweaty anymore. He's an arid Gumbo. He likes to keep things on the straight and narrow nowadays.
I feel like he wouldn't like that. I feel like he'd be like, why am I arid? I don't want to be arid. He'd be like, we're going to call him Cool Gumbo. I think he would like that more.
He actually later opted to be Sober Gumbo. Sober Gumbo. Okay, fucking Sober Gumbo. Okay, we got the kitty gloves on, the training gloves.
We're appeasing to the Gumbo. That's what he would name himself, I think, if he had a pick. So
Sober Gumbo.
Okay, so Sweaty Gumbo's brother's
Sober Gumbo.
girlfriend.
The one that ran their local Olive Garden like it was the mafia.
Yes. Wait, like the mafia?
Well, she was just like, when we went to, granted, everyone was very dialed in, but when we went to the Olive Garden, she was like, yeah, we're going to start with the Strigatini, and then after that, we're going to have the garbanzo.
There, wasn't it? Or second time there?
Whoa!
No,
I thought she knew.
I don't think so, no. I don't think she knew at all. It was her first time, actually. It was her first time at Olive Garden, yeah. I think she might have been nervous and was reading the menu and didn't know how Olive Garden operated. So anyway, Sweaty and Immune are vegetarian. So now there's 2 vegetarians. And we're going to call her Weed Breadstick.
What a name.
Carry on.
She likes seafood like me. So we went to eat all you can eat. I wanted to hit 100. She wanted to hit 50. That was her goal. And we door busted them at 11 o'clock. Did not have our server, Brittany. I want you to guess, Aaron, what our server's name was. You get 1 guess, and I'll give you hot or cold.
Austin.
Very cold. Freezing, almost, actually. Woman.
God, now I'm conflicted. What is the polar
Yes.
opposite of
What
Austin?
is the polar opposite of Austin? What is the polar opposite of Austin?
Christine.
Okay, you want to go back a little further? You might want to go back to, I think it was, what was it? 450 BC? I think was the year we found.
450 BC, so let's see here. Askahet.
Ooh,
the Egyptian.
Honestly, that is not, you're pretty fucking close with that. That's pretty hot.
Yeah, I was gonna say heating up here.
What was
heating
this
up.
woman's name? What was this woman's name?
Socrates. We were served at Ross. Now, I am not in the business.
I'm not the name police.
Me neither. I'm not in the business.
Female server, Socrates. Are we spelling it like the famous man, or are we doing some sound spelling?
She said Socrates. She didn't say Socrates. Again, not to make fun of people's names, but when I sat there, I had questions. I was like, I knew I couldn't ask any of these questions at Red Lobster at 11 o'clock in the morning. So I was just like, okay, Socrates. Nope. Okay, Sock, no problem. We got it.
If your name was Socrates, what would you go by?
Oh my God, I don't even know.
Soccer boomerang style.
What?
Sokka boomerang
Oh,
style.
Sokka. Okay.
Soccer style. Learn it. I died at age 45 'cause reasons.
You got shot in the hip. Anyway, I did not hit 100 shrimp. I couldn't do it. The conditions weren't right. I realized I fucked up. I didn't have a margarita. I didn't get crossfaded. And also, it was kind of hard because instead of just having sweaty gumbo looking at me, I had 2 additional people who also weren't eating. So the societal pressure...
Sober gumbo. And Immune was the other looky-loo.
Well,
sober gumbo.
Didn't come, actually. He stayed. He had something to do.
Wait, I'm so sorry. So sober gumbo. It was only established so that weed breadstick could be introduced?
Yes. So she hit 50. She hit her goal 50. Got to the point to where I felt like they were fucking with me. The shrimp that kept, because Socrates was on top of it. Socrates brought me, it was the opposite of Brittany. I would have 2 full plates of shrimp in front of me, and she would go, refills? And I'd be like, yep, two of the same, please, 2 of the same. And she was bringing them out faster than I could finish them. So I was like, oh my God. The shrimp are getting bigger and bigger and butterier and oilier. They were putting them in thicker fucking butter. I had to dab them with napkins. At one point, I dunked my shrimp in a spare glass of water to get the butter and oil off to eat them better.
Fucking returning to discussions of Joseph Chestnut. You were doing some bro eating strats.
Honestly, it became a spare glass of water because he made it shrimpy.
Yeah, it was two shrimp dunked, and that boy was turning a different color. And so I topped out at 81. 81, that's only fucking 9 more than my first one. And I left that one hungry. I think the problem was I didn't go after work. My body didn't have time to run around trains and run upstairs. I don't want to have to go back, guys, but I want 100. I want to put out my resume.
I feel like you need to recreate the previous conditions if you want to make it there.
I want to go to work.
It's like Socrates, the server at Red Lobster, always said. Wonder is the beginning of wisdom.
Whoa.
To truly find yourself, think for yourself.
Is that it? Wow. Sock really had a finger on the pulse.
I heard someone in the restaurant was like, Socrates, someone took a double-deck dunk dookie in the bathroom. Can you unclog it? And she said, man, I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think about not leaving a double-chunk dunk dookie in the bathroom.
My favorite thing was Sweaty Gumbo discovering who Socrates was. She was like, how did somebody invent the idea?
Gumbo.
She's really bad at history.
Wait, she didn't. She was just like, what a fun name. And you're like, you're never going to believe it.
No, she was looking it up. She's like, she knew, she's heard of the name, but she doesn't really know anything about it. And then she was like, how did somebody invent the idea of asking questions and thinking? How do you make consciousness? And I was like, I said, congrats. You're doing exactly what Socrates wants you to do.
Exactly. You are amongst the pantheon of Greek and Roman thinkers.
You did it.
By even just thinking about that.
Just bringing that up. I said, they killed him for asking questions like that, right? I said, now we're going to kill you. Do you think we're going to... Back to WoW. What are the odds that we get enough people to do Mythic anything? So we're going to have 2 groups.
0%.
Not even.
Well, so I will say this. I think we will engage in Mythic once. I think we'll get comp stomped. We'll get beat up, and maybe the boss will get to 70%. And then I do not see a future in continuing.
I feel like we never really actually go for Mythic, so we won't. And
we did a poll at the beginning of the...
Does that matter? That was at the beginning before we faced anything.
I mean, we never. Usually, we just say no.
Due to fatigue and other factors, we've lost a fair amount of people, so who knows what the stats even shake up to anymore.
Yeah, I guess it's all really a factor of how many people stick around. Like, I mean, which the answer is none, because once AOTC hits, the other group dissolves into air, never to be heard of again until it's time. It'd be cool to try at least once. But yeah, I mean, depending on who we have, we might not even have the damage to kill one boss. So,
how far have you got on your solo adventures? I know you've killed Mythic Chimeras. Have you killed Mythic others?
I've only killed Mythic Chimeras and Mythic Imperatus, the first boss of Voidspire, because I just needed one vault. And in the combination of those two, they each only have 3 pieces of loot on them. So in my vault, I had a 1 in 6 chance of getting Mythic Gaze, and I got it on my first vault. So then I was like, well, I literally have no reason to kill Mythic Chimeras again.
Should I be wearing Heroic Gaze? I got it on a bonus
Probably,
roll,
yeah.
and everyone says that you're supposed to, but I literally have the 2 BIS trinkets that Fire Mage is supposed to have.
Gaze is like pretty BIS for everybody. I don't know what it says for you, Fire Mage.
Specifically, it's supposed to be the feather, the flaming feather, which I have in Mythic. And then I have a 6 of 6 heroic wraps, Dead Man's Wraps from Illyria, which if I remember correctly, was the other BIS trinket for us.
It says, on your bonus roll ones, it says Ember Wing, Local Walkers Open, and Gaze. It says Gaze is virtually tied in damage, but recommended since it's easier to kill on Mythic. So, I mean, your Sims might, depending on, like, your other stats, like, I don't know. Well, I guess your Locust Walker's also Mastery. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're probably fine. I think any combination of those, because, like, Ribbon's also passive.
Well, I mean, I'm going to take my gaze that people pine for. We fight a boss just to get it. I'm going to throw it in a ditch. I'm going to throw it off a cliff.
I wouldn't get rid of it. I would hang on to it. I would hang on to it. Don't delete in case like buffs happen or something, or who knows? Anything could happen.
Oh my god. One of my old science teachers just stabbed herself in the eyeball and there's blood everywhere. That's horrible. Why would you put that on Facebook? Why do I have to see that
What
now?
are you talking about?
I was just on Facebook. I looked over on my phone.
I want to see it. I want to see it put in host chat.
There's a new update from your old science teacher. And I was like, why are you telling me about my science teacher? And then it was like, she's stabbed herself in the eye now. And I was like,
Well, time for top toot, bottom boot, medium moot on that note, everybody. Aaron, top toot, bottom boot, medium moot?
So, you know what? It didn't get anywhere, but I do have a top toot this week.
Oh my god,
so my top.
Sorry.
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, so my top toot is I was the guy. People may have not been prepared, but I was prepared. I was fully enchanted on all my doohickeys. I had rocks in all my holes, even the ones that rocks shouldn't go up. I had Thalrathian oil, specifically because Lynn was dragging someone for not knowing it existed. And I was like, I'm glad they got dragged because I didn't know which oil I was supposed to use either. But I was there. I was proud of myself for getting fully kitted out because I am also usually that guy who's like, what if I get an upgrade? And then proceed to just like not help out. Kind of wish that it led to anything, but who knows? By the time we fight Laura again next week, I will have one more mythic upgrade doohickey, and I will have one more of, I don't know its name, but the thing where you can increase weapons and trinkets. I'll have one more of those, so maybe my 0.5% more will take us to the bridge. Funky.
Get us over that bridge.
Slide, how about you, Boo?
I'm normally more ready. I'm trying to figure out. I guess. Oh, what the fuck am I talking about? I got a fucking honkin' tonk toot.
Honk and tonk toot. I'm gonna spread rumors about how Rick Rude's penis fell off.
Oh baby, it fell off so hard. My honkin' tonk toot is, I got 3,400 in Mythic Plus rating. I don't remember what that's even called anymore. What is that called? Mythic something.
Keystone.
Yeah, what
something.
the fuck? What title do they? What title in quotes?
I don't know.
Title?
KSM is so universal. I don't know what happens after.
Yeah.
KSGM Grandmaster.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. Whatever that one is, I did it.
Okay, so what mount did you choose, huh?
I chose. So in War Within, we got the mech suit from. The mech suit was first introduced in the Siren Isles. That like lightning charged one. Or was it? Oh wait, no, fuck. Or was that Delves that we got that from? Fuck. The mech suit that has lightning surging through it.
It was Delves because I never got it.
Yes, it was the belt quest.
So it's basically that one minus lightning effect, but it's purple. It's actually amethyst. So I got that one because I thought it looked pretty.
Wow, I like Garnet because she's too gays.
I have a picture of her on my fridge because I bought fan art when I was into Steven Universe, and then the show evolved, and I said, "Hey, let's stop watching it. It's not for you, guy."
Hey, anything can be for anybody, to an extent.
Not if you're straight and white. They gave me pretty good symbols to be like, "Hey, knock it off, get out of here." I was like, okay.
They brought in that big cane hook and pulled your stage left.
They said, "You have shows. Go watch golf. Go watch the NBA." And I was like, "Okay."
Go watch Drone Strikes. But yeah, I pugged a fair amount of it at the end. Pugged a lot of the 16s, if not all but like 2. Fucking nightmare. Fucking goddamn. So many wipes on Nexus Point. So many wipes on. If I can finish in Algothyr 16, then I'm resilient 16, and then I have never-ending 16s for everybody else. But like, I'm like, what's the rush? Like, you know, like, there's not an achievement dangling in front of me. I'm like, I don't know. Do I need to do it? I might just try 17s just to say I did, but
Don't you get an achievement for Resilient 16s, or am I crazy?
I guess that's true. I guess I more so meant like rewards. Like I got the mount for it, so I'm like, I kind of felt like now I have checked off that box, and now I can level an alt or something. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I did it, and I did it during my switch to Havoc. So I got there with Devourer, did like 3/16 of Devourer, and then I did the remaining like 4 I had to do on Havoc. So I could do both. I could do it. Immune, top 2, bottom boot, meta moot.
I have a bottom boot.
Ooh.
So the other day I was very high at Raid, and we started with, heroic Chimeras, as we do. And I fucking used the bonus roll on it because I was like, yeah, this has the gaze of the Allseer. That's Biss, right? But then I was like, wait, this is just for heroic. I would need to do that. To do that, I would need to like pug mythic. So like, I'm mad at myself for wasting 2 of my rolls,
Yeah, I know what this is.
And like, the thing is, I wish that like I could restore it somehow, but that's not a thing. I understand why they don't, but like, man, they should really have like a "Are you sure?" or something like they do. They fucking have an "Are you sure?" for the stupidest shit in this game.
Yeah. And like, the amount of times I've finished a delve, and when I see that loot pop up for the bonus roll, immediately I put my hands in the air and I go, whoa, 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 be careful. Hit the red cancel button. Do not use a bonus roll on the delve.
So like, this, my bottom boot is like saying petition Blizzard Ian up there in the vents. Like, put like a confirmation for bonus rolls or something, because like, you fucking have it just for like opening a tier piece, don't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you want people to play your game, let them play it inebriated without fear of using their bonus rolls.
Yeah, now I'm like, I can't be high at Raid anymore.
Well, I feel like you can, then now you'll never press that button instantly again, right?
The thing is, it wasn't even really instantly. I thought about it for a second, and then I was like, hell yeah, I can get like a mythic gaze of the Allseer.
If it makes you feel any better, this happened to Mitch last week, which maybe, like, I guess that should have been a cautionary tale, but you I don't think you saw it happen.
Yeah, I don't remember that happening.
Because he thought his thing bugged because he didn't know it gave 2. Because it is. I mean, I get why Raid takes 2 bonus rolls because the loot pool is limited. But for that reason, it's not clear when you're pressing the roll that it takes 2. Like, you have to then come to the conclusion later that it takes 2. Unless I'm crazy and the graphic shows like 2 little bonus rolls at the bottom. But I think it's just a dice roll. So then it should be like, warning, this uses 2. And then for MS, should be like, warning, this uses 1. So that way you know. First iteration, bring it to the forums. I mean, hey, it shows you, oh, I didn't do one for week 7. Oh, I didn't kill Vergor, so I guess I don't know. Maybe it's fixed.
But yeah, that's my bottom boot.
Well, it takes 2 to get a piece of gear you don't like, but it also takes 2 to make a thing go right. And let's go right on to thanking our patrons. Their names include Ahoy Vince, Azar, and Digital Dave, asking Garlina to say, for the Horde. Misket the Orchidee Orc, Crucifix, Alternator, Chris M, Saracen Hawk, Justin, give me back my PhD Arcane, Remy.
Every time I hear Chiodos, I get a full boner. And I wanted to hop off the bike before I poked you in the back.
Tick Puncher, Sugar Bear,
Time is money, friend.
Dr. Foster, Grumpy Old Shaman, Jerome, Ali, Adorno, Gershom. So I done clicked on Amani Trolls for a whole day, and I couldn't get them to say the line that you requested. So I'm going to do the old adage here, and I'm going to make a new troll joke. This is a new troll joke. Remember when the Alliance came and killed a bunch of guys in our city? We didn't even notice because the damn thing's too big. I guess that was specifically a Zandalari joke, but you know, we just tell it like this. Leans backwards to reference the white folks drive like this joke. Wooly, Voidel's rule, slide rules. Duff the Horde Pooper Cooper, Calcus.
What are these birds doing here?
Cilantro, Vanderlyle.
Have a nice day!
And Will, aka Tire, Trade Chat's fallen father.
Pow, 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 pow. That's me. Coming at the sound of these names.
You're coming? Wait, pow, pow. It shoots like a cap gun.
I've had another drink. Pow, pow, pow. If you want to be read on the podcast and you want to hear us, what did we talk about last week?
Fucking nothing.
We ranked the top 25 character designs of all time, which we totally stuck to the entire way and didn't assign Tracer's big Fortnite butt to, like, what?
13 of them.
But there are some real gems on there. And the backlog is huge. Aaron, how many episodes we got? Let them know.
111.
111. Most are 45 minutes-ish. That's like a lot of hours, my dudes. If you want to hear them out, $5 a month. Some are unhinged. Some are like, what the fuck's wrong with these guys? But they're all worth every penny, I'd hope. Yeah, so with that, if you guys want to send us any emails, you can email me at navarracoffin@gmail.com. Really curious where you guys buy your furniture from. I'm assuming a lot of it's IKEA. We're trying to buy a new sectional, and I'm looking for ideas. However, maybe we read about one by the time you email me, so I don't know. Email us with anything you have at donotrelenttpod@gmail.com, and go to all of our links at donotrelent.com. What about you guys? Where you at?
Well, you can find me, Alex, or Immunization, on Twitter at NewEraAlex, or on Blue Sky at Immunization.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at the Bigacheesy on twitters.com, or watch me play Vigigrams at twitch.tv/AaronDNR.
And now we end this episode with a dark ritual. Everyone clasp your hands, close your eyes, and think of the most demonic flames you've ever seen in your life, and say with me now, Me Tai Doti Walker.
Me Tai Doti Walker.
Me Tai Doti Walker.
Me Tai Doti Walker.
Lynchy Kinchy Kali Mali Dingo Dingo.
Lynchy, Kinchy, Molly, Collie. Oh no, I said it wrong! The Jangly Man got me! Ah!
And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.
Keep on jangling,